Man. Hopefully my audio is just good. Okay. I didn't realize I needed me to do something. I thought it was loading. I want the plague boy or the steam monkey. Just check. Oh. So hang on in the children's bed right now. I equally want to play them both. I did not know this is where I'd be stuck in the game. We're gonna go with the plague mask. My friend has scissors on their back. That's so cute. Wait, does that mean we're teeny tiny? We always teeny tiny? I thought in Little Nightmares that the people were just big. Being tiny makes a lot more sense, actually. It's confusing me. You my mouse. Game. As my mouse capture. Okay. Cool. I will need to have a light. Okay, everything arranged. Okay. Now, my friend Francis. Like I'm just gonna sit down a little bit of your station. What's your shoe? And do you want shoe? Ew, what's that? And do you want the other shoe? throw this shit. Man, nice. So cute. See? There's something over here. Get throw that shit. It might be a little bit too loud. Go that way. Maybe she doesn't want to go in front of me. Answer volume down, please. Not that much. We're gonna have antagonists break our ears. It's fine. Just go. I knew their names. The other game, the protagonist name's 6. Maybe these are just oh, we're getting off the ship. Okay, the guy did. Hey. Hi, Brad. How are you? Run. Give me your hand. It's fine. This was the button I pressed before. Maybe they don't want my hand anymore. Ooh, I have a crossbow. I have a weapon. Good. Okay, these are relative size. So the world is giant and not at the same time. Got home from work. Oh, welcome home. And friend, we're going out. Might go. Oh, what's that? Oh, okay. Oh, no. Oh, I could add. Oh. How do I bring out my weapon again? Oh, okay. Apparently that button is telling my friend to do stuff. Nice job. All nightmares. Oh, but night. Okay, so apparently, according to AI, which I don't know if I should trust, but the girl who I'm playing name is low, and the boy is alone. So my friend is alone. And according to Wiki, the AI mixed up the gender. The girl with pigtails alone is the girl, and then below is the boy. Yeah. There's my friend, so I can't hear stuff. Okay. Come on, alone. Oh, I let go. Alone does not always want to talk to me. Okay, the B button is my bow. Y button is to tell Alone to do stuff. It's to jump. You statue. Getting this crow. Can. I don't know why we're trying to kill the crow, but piss off the crows. Oh, could definitely crush myself with that. But, what? Push. I'm not pushing it. What? Just hook it down, and then I can do anything with it. So it automatically ends my fight. At least don't have to use brain power for that. But don't even know what I'm doing right now. Okay, stand on your shoulders. Surely the thing we shot down. Must be able to do it somewhere. Don't make me choose. Oh, there we go. Okay. So good at jumping. Just stop it. Whoever was here decided to doubly antagonize the crows. Even kill them. This. One. Oh. Well, jump. Okay, you'll figure it out. He in fact did not figure it out. Out there. Oh! I thought that was a tiny table. Good job, girly. These people aren't real, right? Okay. We can get I didn't even know something was there. That unhelpfully could not go. And they whisper hey to each other so creepily. Rope right there. Yep. Oh. Hey. No thanks. You hating in my ear. I don't even know why they're whispering. These things are after them if they're whispering. Whoop. Whoops. Thank you, girly. Leave or whatever. My friend can get up here. Oh, what was the point of getting up here? Oop, you hit that. Over. Okay. Good job. Key. Yeah, this. Right into my pockets. I don't know how my pocket fit that big ass key, but okay. Oh, that's another dead man. A lot of dead people around here. I wonder if the crows killed them. My downfall in this game is walking, apparently. I'm Ding Dong Bear. Hi, Ding Dong Bear. remember. Oh, I may have erased the fact that I put a P in. Ding Dang Bear, are you like Groot, where you can only say those words? I just realized I don't have multi-chat on my on this game screen, so it just looks like I'm talking to myself. I don't think there was anything I needed in there, hopefully. So, I don't have one. Is the surface look climbable if it's not? Whoop. Oh hey, umbrella. Yeah, oh, that's what this there. Let's go, girly. You don't come. Yeah, there eventually. I hang glide on my bow. That'd be fun. Certain jump. Oh, we can fire that bucket. This might have been too low. Got naturally occurring innocent. Should common stone. Ew, it would be so rare. Back here. Okay, how did I die from that? Could have sworn I've fallen from that height before. Either. If jumping is just the answer. It's supposed to be making it onto that. Just failing. Can't shoot and have it at the same time. Let me jump over this side. In here. Dead. Anything that enables me to go down that. Let's see how this goes. Go up. Oh, and you're broke. Only they can just use their use their weapons on the rope. It would have been nice. Now I can't even. We're gonna go up. we're all in Minecraft. I could have grabbed onto the rope the whole time. But it's still not working. Alone. Seems we're safe for the moment. Use your candle. Use your jar. Chili dead bodies. if there's all kinds of it does. I wonder if there's all kinds of size people in this world because the ones above us are not as big as the one trying to eat me right now, and but they are bigger than us, unless we're just kids. Beetles, yeah. I don't even know where to go to avoid them. They keep killing alone. Okay, hold on. I'll figure out where I'm supposed to lead us eventually. Finally got me. I think in the middle there. I don't know if there was a death counter. This would be where my most deaths occur right now. We have to hide? We have to go back out? I think we're able to. It's one of the doors that you can't open. They seek us out. Do you have my brain? I feel like. We have weapons! Oh my god, I forgot. Gotta have the power to kill things. At least I figured out what to do this time. There's your hole over here. This game doesn't really have a lot of music. I should put some music in it. I don't think this demo is that long. I just got stuck for a while. Very stupidly, but. Ooh. Is it two? Keep climbing. Friend. Don't get eaten. Okay, that was intentional. I was like, can I just walk right off here? And then the impulsive thought one. Intrusive? Also, oh. Ah, there's a way up. The umbrella here. Alone's is the brains of this operation, and that's just because I'm not playing her. Storm, you could have told me I needed to jump down the hole. Girly just went without me. And then I died. Yeah. I like children's toy. A giant children's toy. Oh. Is a baby been trying to get? Have I been running from a baby the whole time? It was all a nightmare. Wait, is that how all these games work? Yeah. Finished the Digimon. Honestly, I made it way hard. Oh, I really just got stuck on the rope that I could have grabbed the whole time. But yeah, you're back because I gotta get switch out. Sorry. I am back. I got to unmute my mic for a second there. My pen. Okay. Cool. I'm going to try to make my Halloween PNG. I don't know if I should just draw off of this what I already have, or if I'm confident enough to draw the whole thing with my left hand. But basically I want to do a Necomata for Halloween this time, which I don't know if always have flames, but I'm doing a version that has flames. Like, oh, look up one. I don't know if I should go with Google or Pinterest, because Pinterest is gonna have a bunch of AI. Ooh, maybe we do a Kitsune Halloween costume. Those definitely have little spirits around them, little fires. Seems that Nekomatas usually do too. That was good. I think this type of version is what I want to do for my Halloween costume. Although this says Kitsune Cat Spirit right here, so that doesn't help which one it is. Go. Go. Right, this girl's named Nekomata too. It's endless. Is this girl named Nekomata too? Is this VTuber Nekomata? I didn't know this the whole time. Yeah, on the wiki it has flame tails, so that's what I'm going for. If I get more cats, I put back in in. None of them don't have flame tails, which is surprising to me. They do seem really close to Kitsune. Either way. This is the one I kind of want to base my costume off of because I want the fire tail. Yeah. I think I might just do this where I draw it over PNG instead of no post. Nicomana Nixie. How spooky this looks. Oh, perfect. I should do a different outfit if you don't know. Okay. I was like, is my VAD not on the right mic? I don't want to do a different pose. But then I don't know what. Do a Pinterest or stuff. Matte or blushing? I don't know where to put it. Hopefully that's close enough. Let's see. Okay, I don't think that helped at all. Just have to leave it there. Did it help? And I just had my volume too low. I don't know. When it doesn't, when it freezes. Okay, no, that's definitely worse where my mic is now. Oop. There we go. These are so cute. Ooh. Interesting. Where are the suggestions? Has Pinterest had given up on me? where the stream sort of turned it to me just going through Pinterest. I will find a pose I want eventually, I swear. This is what you find me. Also misplaced. Never mind. Right here. We just do this kind of vibe. T. I forgot to erase the BRB. Morning Fire, congrats on getting first. I think I'm still gonna go for a chibi style. They destroyed sleep schedule. I've been up since 2 a.m. Yeah, that's me too. food. It's cold. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do for the outfit. I guess my normal outfit? I know kitsunes usually have like a kimono, but I guess back in Echoes would have the same thing. I mean, Nekomatas. I'm starting to look like Tria now. I said I was doing this chibi and then I didn't make the body of chibi. Oops. I do not like the way this is going out. We're going back to just drawing it on the existing PNG. So my music stopped. This is one I was playing the other day, but I like this playlist, so we're gonna play this again. Oh, thank you so much, Taylor. No, under the years right through. Don't mind me trying out 100 different pens and not liking any of them. Texture. Basic guys, no pen. Oh, like why is this layer on top of it? I think it's just a question. How do I connect to the non-new Great Library? It's my old brushes. Franklin's a quiet cat. Can I just cool on it? Maybe I put on Billboard. I just want to use those two that bunch of like scary, very blurry or scared creatures. called the Ukiku doll. Sounds Japanese. Consider drawing something from Japanese folklore. Sorry, I
Have
got
fun and thank
distracted
you.
when the music.
Don't do anything simple. They're on a first come, first served basis. Once many socks over the next.
This traditional Japanese bob with blunt bangs. Something about the doll. If some of the stories are true, this doll has been inhabited by something unnatural, possibly the spirit of a young girl for over 100 years. Let's start at the beginning of this legend. In 1918, a 17-year-old boy named Akichi Suzuki was visiting the city of Sapporo on the northern island of Hokkaido. He was there to attend some sort of marine exhibition, but it was something entirely different that ended up capturing his attention: a doll in a shop window. It was a traditional style doll for the time, made of porcelain, with a pale face, black glass eyes, a tiny red mouth. She wore a classic kimono and had a neat black okappa haircut, this traditional Japanese bob with blunt bangs. Something about the doll struck Akichi deeply. Maybe it was her expression, subtly mournful. Maybe it was the way her eyes seemed to follow him. Whatever it was, he bought it without hesitation as a gift for his beloved little sister, Okiku. Little Okiku, just 2 years old at the time, fell in love with her doll immediately. She named it after herself, and the two were inseparable. The doll slept beside her, ate meals with her, even joined the little girl in family prayers. Okiku would talk to her doll for hours, whispering secrets and baby gibberish to it like it was a real friend. But then, tragedy struck. In 1919, just a year after receiving her beloved doll, little Okiku grew suddenly ill, very ill. Some versions say it was pneumonia, others say yellow fever, which was plaguing Japan at the time, or Spanish flu, which was also burning through Japan. Still others say a sudden fever with no known cause. Back then, it was obviously a lot harder to diagnose illnesses than it is now. It could have been of any of so many different sicknesses. Whatever it was lethal. And within days, the once bubbly little girl was dead, and she was only 3 years old. Her parents and brother were understandably devastated. One day, their little sister and daughter was giggling, playing with her doll, causing mischief like toddlers do, wanting to be held, crying when she was tired, and squealing when she was tickled. And then, not even a week later, she's gone forever. It happened so suddenly, such a tremendous shock. In their grief, her family placed her beloved doll on the family's household altar for ancestral spirits, and for the spirit now of Okiku. The doll was meant to be a kind of spiritual tether, something for Okiku's soul to stay close to. They offered food to it, prayed to it, and treated it as though it were still part of the family. And then, if the legends are true, strange things began to happen. The family started to hear disembodied whispers and giggles in the night. Lights would flicker. Objects near the altar seemed to move. At first it was subtle. A candle burning when her parents and brother were certain it had been snuffed out. The doll slightly tilted and seemingly looking in a different direction than it had been before. Later, the supernatural activity grew more intense, things falling from shelves, doors opening and closing on their own, the sound of someone walking near the altar when no one was there, or a little girl's voice, Okiku's voice, humming a lullaby that no one remembered teaching her when she was still alive. The family also began to dream about Okiku, and occasionally, when they would wake up, the doll would reportedly be by their side, sitting in the bed, silently staring at them. The doll would now start to be found all over the home, as if it were moving about on its own. And then there was the matter of the doll's hair. The black bob that the doll had come with had begun to grow, slowly but noticeably. It became unruly, long. The ends began to fray like real hair, not synthetic fibers. The Suzukis were shocked to discover that the texture and color didn't match the doll's original manufactured hair. It now looked eerily human. The family came to believe, after consulting with local spiritual leaders, that the spirit of their little Okiku had taken up residence inside the doll. And rather than being afraid, they found comfort in this idea. For nearly 2 decades, they kept the doll in their home and treated it with love and reverence. But in 1938, when the family was forced to move to the mainland for work, they made a painful decision. They didn't want to risk angering Okiku by taking her too far from her homeland. So they entrusted the doll to a group of Buddhist monks at the Menenji Temple in Iwamizawa City. The monks accepted the doll and allegedly almost immediately began experiencing the same strange phenomena. Priests claimed that Okiku would visit them in their dreams, that her hair continued to grow, now sometimes reaching as far as the doll's knees. They claimed to hear the doll whispering to them, asking them things, including to trim its hair, so they did. Over and over again, always returning it to a tidy bob. Years later, one of the priests allowed a sample of the hair to be tested. The result? Human, and from a child. The monks understandably refused to allow the doll to be disassembled, though, for further testing. Today, Okiku still resides at Menenji Temple. Her face is delicate and pale. Her robes are intricate. Her hair, thick and black, is cut into a traditional shoulder-length bob. But photos are strictly forbidden, and visitors are warned not to touch the glass case that holds her. Finally, a last disturbing piece of lore long associated with this doll. Some claim the doll's mouth, since it moved to the temple, has begun to open, recently revealing tiny white bumps that resemble human baby teeth, as if the doll is still slowly becoming more alive. This next part comes from a post found by a woman named Marissa Kane, a school teacher from Vancouver, Canada. In 2019, she said she traveled solo to Japan for her 30th birthday. She said she wanted to experience, quote, a quiet sense of awe, and she got more than she bargained for. She wrote, I had this list of weird places I wanted to see, urban legends, haunted spots. I'm that person. I knew about Okiku the doll before I went to Japan, and even though the stories creeped me out, I felt weirdly drawn to her. Like, haunted doll pilgrimage, I guess? Anyway, I made it up to Iwamizawa, which was harder than I thought it'd be. The Menenji Temple is tucked into this older part of the city that's really quiet. It was a gray afternoon when I arrived, cold for May, and empty. Not a single other tourist was around. The temple grounds were beautiful, simple and well-worn, stone lanterns covered in moss and cherry blossoms just past bloom. But there was also this heaviness in the air, like the quiet wasn't peaceful, it was expectant. I found the building that housed Okiku. It wasn't marked, not really. But when I stepped inside, I knew. The air changed and I felt this weird drop in pressure, like the inside of my ears went fuzzy. The room was dim but not dark, and there were statues standing about on the wooden floors. There were a bunch of lit candles, too. And then there was the case. I almost didn't see her at first. She was smaller than I expected. Maybe 14 or 16 inches tall. But her presence felt huge. My heart started pounding out of nowhere. I don't scare easily, but I swear to you, when I looked at her face, I felt something looking back. Not a presence, not energy, not a vibe, but like an actual being. Her hair was perfect. Too perfect. Shoulder length and shiny. And it was unmistakably real. You could see individual strands that had split at the ends, like someone hadn't used conditioner in months. Then I noticed the mouth. It was small, delicate, and closed, but not all the way. It looked different than in the photos I'd seen online, more relaxed, like it could definitely open. I thought about taking a picture, even though that was forbidden. My phone was in my jacket, and I reached for it. But then I felt a strange heat. I felt it all over my body, like the worst sunburn, like every inch of my skin wanted to crawl off of me and leave. I gave up on grabbing my phone. Instead, I dropped my arm and whispered, I'm sorry, to no one. Or I guess to Okiku, who I definitely thought was alive now. And I swear I heard the doll whisper back. Just one word, not in English, but somehow I knew what it meant. She said, stay. I didn't. I panicked and I bolted out of the building. I ran back into the courtyard and didn't look back. I don't think I even breathed until I was about 3 blocks away. That night, I dreamt of a girl with long black hair. Only in the dream, the hair didn't stop growing. It spilled over her shoulders, over the floor, up the walls, and it just kept growing and growing and growing until it filled up the whole room. And then she turned to look at me, and when she did, her mouth opened, and she had a full set of teeth, and she said my name. Marissa said that in the months that followed, she started to notice her hairbrushes going missing, that her bathroom mirror would fog up, even when she hadn't used hot water, and once she says she found a single black hair growing out from the center of her palm. When she yanked it out, she says it bled, and the next morning, it was back. She said it still grows and she still plucks it, and every once in a while she still dreams of Okiku, And in her dreams, the doll will say to her,
Yeah, wait.
"You came
The
to
doll
me.
fast enough.
You said you'd stay." Is Okiku nothing more than a creepy old doll with a tragic backstory? Or something darker? Is something darker going on inside that glass case in Hokkaido? Is the hair real? And it seems that it is. Where is it coming from? Could the doll really be the resting place of a spirit? Or is she something else entirely? And is there a chance that someday she might disappear because she'll not be a doll any longer? She'll be alive.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, at the very least, it's a creepy urban legend.
Very creepy. I would like Marissa to immediately go get hair laser removal on the center of her palm.
Get rid of her weird cursed hair.
That's so weird.
I know that I've never heard of something like that.
But I'm like, is she exaggerating? Please be lying.
I
Please
know.
be lying.
I know.
Please say that you just like took it too far.
Yeah. Or
Marissa, are you listening to our show? Tell us you're a liar.
I know. It's like does something like infect her from that thing? Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's so creepy. She's like a haunted Japanese Rapunzel.
Yeah. Good reference. Yeah.
Ugh.
I have a few pictures, and I don't know. Okay, I'm going to show 3 different pictures that are all very similar looking, but not exactly the same. I'm pretty confident that one of these is the doll, but it's hard to tell online.
Oh yeah, because you
what's
can't
the
take
real-
pictures of her.
Yeah, well, you can't take pictures of her, and people will just post pictures that they'll say is her, but since they look different, some of them have to be making it up.
Okay.
So this first one is supposedly Ukiku the doll on display at the Menenji Temple in Iwamizawa. This shows up on a website called, it's in a different language, and I'm not sure what it is. It looks like maybe like Indonesian or something, but oh my God. I don't know. ANANDABAZAR.com.
Anadabaza.
Yeah.
I couldn't follow fast enough. But
Yeah.
sure, it's okay.
And then, so that's that one. And then, or maybe this is Okiku from Japanese-urban-legends.fandom.com. Come on. Turn the thing. There we go.
No.
I don't think that one's real. I think the first one maybe.
I don't think the second one is real. That feels the most real.
Yeah, me too. This third one, and this is from infamoushorror.com. But
Just
yeah.
because like the story goes that she's wearing her like an elaborate kimono style outfit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the qualifications are for a kimono, so I don't know if that is exactly it. But yeah, she's wearing like a very elaborate
Her hair's long here.
outfit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The hair does look human in that photo. Like that doesn't.
Yeah, I know some of them, they don't look human. And there are some people, I will say, there's a lot of speculation on this, doll, tons and tons of speculation. And some say that, like, well, yeah, her hair is human because they would make dolls with human hair at that time.
Okay.
Others say no.
But the fact that the monks were cutting it and it's growing back.
Right, and it's like, obviously, I can't, like, go track down these monks and be like, did you really say that? It's just what people are saying online. They're saying that the monk said.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
You just get on the next flight to Japan. You go right to this temple.
What's the truth?
Say more, Buddhist monk. They wouldn't even talk to you.
No, probably not.
No. Don't they take a vow of silence?
Nah, maybe some, but not all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this last one feels plausible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
It's a creepy ass story.
It is a creepy story. The hair thing's really creepy.
The hair thing is so creepy.
Mm-hmm. You ready to leave Japan now, or do you have more?
No more Rapunzel for me.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next story. Time now for the tale of Come Sit With Me. My buddies Ty, Evan, Felix, and I moved into our new apartment 3 months ago. We're all juniors, and this is our first time living off campus. Because we're all broke, for the first 2 months, the only furniture we had here, besides our beds and stuff, was a tiny kitchen table with 2 stools that we found in an alley, a TV in the living room sitting on some plastic crates, and a blow-up mattress that we used as a couch until it popped. I kind of thought we would never get any real furniture, because again, we're all broke, and also, it didn't really bother us. We all thought our random assortment of crap was pretty funny. At least we all did until Ty started dating this girl Kelsey, and realized she probably would not be super inclined to sleep with him if he brought her back to a shithole like that, which was probably true. So we started shopping around for an affordable, nice-ish looking couch to replace the blow-up mattress. Eventually, he found one on Facebook Marketplace that someone was just giving away for free. The description on the listing said, leather couch worn but in great condition, very comfortable to sleep with. Few small stains on middle cushion, pickup only. I remember Ty and I both thought it was super weird that the dude selling the couch had written sleep with instead of sleep on. We assumed it was probably a typo that he hadn't caught, or at least that was what we hoped. We also joked that the small stains were probably from all the times he fucked the couch. The guy's profile was really weird. Instead of an actual name, his name was only listed as Free Couch, and his profile picture was the same dimly lit, low-quality picture of the couch that he had put in the listing. Under seller info, it also said that he had joined Facebook in 2025. Like, who is old enough to have a couch, but has also just joined Facebook? As weird as this all was, we figured that he was probably just an old guy who wanted to get rid of a couch and was not all that social media literate. And even if he really was a tweaker, the couch was still free, and that was the most important thing. If we didn't like it, we could just throw it away. It was way out in the boonies, way outside of town. And when they got there, the couch fence, I guess, with a note that said, "For Ty from Facebook." Nobody was around. How weird is that? So they just loaded the couch in the truck and
This is a
left.
story of a haunted
But as they were driving
I've never
away,
heard the story
according to
before.
Evan, he saw an old man staring at them from behind the screen door of the house, waving slowly. But not like he was saying goodbye to them, like he was saying goodbye to the couch. When I got home from work that day, the guys were all drinking beers on the couch they'd picked up. Ty asked what I thought about the new furniture, and I told him straight up it was the ugliest fucking couch I'd ever seen. I'm not kidding. I would have traded it for another air mattress in a heartbeat. It wasn't that it was dirty, besides the potential cum stains in the middle of the couch, of course, or that it was falling apart or anything like that. Honestly, it was in great shape considering it was used and free. The thing that grossed me out about it was the fucking leather. It was too fleshy. I know that sounds stupid because obviously leather comes from cow flesh or whatever, but that's not what I mean. I mean that the leather has this really creepy sheen to it, like it's sweating, like the clammy palm of some creep's hand. Still gives me goosebumps to think about it. And the flabby, bloated cushions,
Just upload it on YouTube.
they're just,
so
I don't
the
even know
worst
exactly how to
way to
describe them,
quit,
but I'll
I
try.
hope
In my
you
forensic
guys didn't
anthropology
like that.
textbook, there's this picture of a naked male corpse in the second stage of decomposition, where the body bloats like a balloon with methane and carbon dioxide, nitrogen and stuff. The couch cushions looked like that corpse's stomach. And sitting on them felt like I imagined it would. Thinking about feeling that too warm, pliant resistance under my ass as I sink down still makes my skin crawl. For the first week or so we had the couch, I was the only one who thought it was gross. The other guys were just psyched to have a place to sit and watch TV or play the PlayStation that wasn't on the floor. Not me. I wanted nothing to do with it. But then Evan, who I share a very small bedroom with in the apartment, got the flu. And as much as I didn't want to sleep on the couch, I didn't want to get a fever and start pissing out my ass like Evan even more. I didn't want to sleep on our filthy floor either. So I moved my pillow and duvet into the living room for the week. For the first few nights that I slept on that couch, nothing all that eventful happened, except that each morning I woke up all sweaty and with a sore neck. But on the fourth night, I had a nightmare that really fucked me up. In the dream, I was standing in the kitchen of the apartment, looking into the living room. Even though it was pitch black, I somehow knew where I was. As my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I started to make out the shape of something on the couch, or in the couch. It's hard to explain, because when I try to picture what it looked like, the image disappears. But I remember having the impression that some meaty, bulging body or mass of body parts was crawling out from the crack between the cushions and the backrest, and that it was coming for me. The next evening, I took an Advil PM, thinking that if I fell asleep hard enough, I wouldn't have another Cronenberg nightmare stress dream. I can't tell if it worked or not, because I don't know if what I felt that night was real, or a dream, or some conscious hallucination, or some shit like sleep paralysis. I don't fucking know. Maybe you can tell me. Here's what I remember. I woke up, or I dreamt that I woke up, suffocating. There was pressure all around my face, thick and heavy and slick. I opened my mouth to scream, but my lips met something damp and soft, yielding like a fatty slab of rotten meat or a heap of wet clay. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. I tried to wrench my head free, but I was stuck. Panic hit hard and instant. I flailed my arms above me, trying to find something to hold on to, but it was like I was moving through molasses, like I was clawing at the air. It sucked at my skin. I could feel something like muscles contracting against my face and my skull, propelling me down deeper and deeper. It was swallowing me. Suddenly, I was conscious of a thin opening pressed against my ear like a slippery mouth. It whispered to me. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I swear to God I could feel condensation steam up in my ear from its hot breath. I jerked away, but the walls only tightened and contracted, its skin worming against mine, smothering me. I tried to scream again and gagged as something slick pressed against my tongue. I thrashed around violently, clawing at the surface above me with my free hand. Finally, I caught hold of something almost like a ledge. But the harder I pulled, the more it clung, like I was being birthed in reverse. I know how fucking disgusting that sounds, but this nightmare, if it was a nightmare, was disgusting. I feel like I could vomit right now, recalling that moist, dragging pressure against my neck. I heaved my body backward, legs kicking, back arched, and with one final wrench, pop, I broke free. My head came unstuck from the nightmare, and I shot upright, gasping like I had just surfaced from drowning, and I fell to the ground. Now I was awake. I was definitely awake. It took me a second to realize where I was. I was kneeling on the living room floor, drenched in sweat. Next to me, that fucking couch loomed in the dark. I stumbled to my feet and ran to turn on the lamp. Light flooded the room, and in a flash, I saw it. A fucking arm. Swollen, discolored, and lumpy, protruding from the crevice between the backrest and cushion where my head had gotten stuck. I only saw it for half a second, maybe less, before it slipped back into the couch. I didn't wait around to see if it might crawl back out again. Instead, I threw on some sweats and a sweatshirt and my slides, grabbed my phone and my keys, and walked out of the apartment. In the car, I called my sister, who lives like a 20-minute drive from campus. Even though it was 2 a.m., she answered right away. I told her I was having a really hard time, asked if I could stay with her and her boyfriend in their guest room for just a little while, and she agreed. I went back to the apartment the next day to gather my school stuff and some clothes. I told the guys the same thing I told my sister. I was just going through a hard time with school and stuff, and I needed to get away for a bit, which at the time was really what I believed to be the truth. The whole sleep paralysis nightmare thing had scared the fuck out of me, but I rationalized it by saying I was just overworked and overstressed and tired and it was taking a toll on my psyche or whatever. But when I moved back into the apartment a week later, Ty told me something that makes me think that everything, the figure I saw on the couch that first night, the suffocating, the swallowing, the arm, maybe it wasn't all stress-induced hallucinations. Here's why I think this. The night after I left, Ty had that girl over for the first time. They'd been sitting side by side under a blanket on the couch, watching some movie, when she randomly giggled and said, "Stop, Ty, that tickles." He looked at her confused and asked what she meant. She just snuggled up closer to him and said, "Ha ha, very funny. You can feel me up if you want, but we're not fucking while your roommates are home." At that point, Ty pulled both his hands out from under the blanket, where they'd been folded in his lap, and held them up as if to say, "I'm not touching you." And when the girl saw his hands, she screamed out in pain and shot off the couch, shouting as she did. She started freaking out, screaming, "You really didn't grab my ass? If not you, who did?" She'd felt Ty's hand reach up her skirt and rub her back for a while, then move down to her ass like he was going to try and take off her shorts. And that's when she told him to knock it off. According to the girl, who I'm not naming for privacy reasons, when Ty pulled both his hands out from under the blanket, she still felt the other hand squeezing her lower back. And when she tried to stand up, the other hand grabbed her harder, digging its nails into her skin, clawing at her from below. Ty didn't really believe the whole thing until she showed him her lower back. It was bleeding. Needless to say, we got rid of that fucking couch. And no, we did not just give it to someone else. We took it to the dump where I would like to think it was destroyed, but when we were dropping it off, I heard some young guy who works there say something to the effect of, "I can't believe what some people throw away. That's a great couch."
Yikes.
That a weird one?
That is so weird. In the beginning, I was having some good giggles over here about that couch because I was thinking about during the presidential election, JD Vance fucking the couch. Do you remember those memes?
No.
Oh,
I
God, they're so funny.
Vaguely, but that sounds somewhat familiar, but I can't remember.
Oh, God, I was over here just dying. Because this whole time I was just picturing JD Vance and his college buddies and him fucking a couch. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
I was picturing all the crappy furniture I had just growing up. Or not growing up, in college. Just like, I mean, you would just find, you're like, oh my God, free, because people like, every year at Gonzaga at least, at the end of the year, a lot of people didn't have trucks, or a friend that had a truck, I guess, or they just were being lazy or whatever.
Yeah.
And instead of taking their furniture to the dump, they would just put it out on the sidewalk, and anybody could have it. It was just, easier for them just to get rid of it that way. And it was something that they had probably found on the sidewalk the year before, or in a thrift store. And so, yeah, like most of our furniture my senior year was just stuff that we found.
I'm trying to think of like what my furniture situation was. Man.
I mean, we had some nasty stuff. It was a nasty house.
Yeah.
And the nasty stuff just fit.
Well, like my school, yeah, it's like they partnered with local apartments, so they would come fully furnished.
Yeah.
So my first apartment, fully furnished, I just brought in like my linens.
Oh, sure.
And then by the time I was like out on my own, it was a lot of IKEA. Because it was just like,
yeah.
it was cheap, right? It was LA, so
Yeah,
IKEA was right
yep,
there.
right there.
Yeah, like right in Burbank. And then, yeah, when Natasha and I lived together, we started accumulating some weird things. Just like
Funny.
random stuff here and there. But mostly it was like, excuse me, mostly it was giveaways from productions. Like,
oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
we don't need that. So
you probably got good stuff.
we had some pretty cool stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There was no pics attached to the story, but Molly Box, who found this story, she found some pics on Flickr of some couches that she just felt like what could be the couch from the story or look like it.
Yeah, like some Ed Gein couches.
Yeah, here's the first one. Yeah, kind of. This one, I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
totally.
Yeah, just old leather couch. This next one, though, so creepy.
Oh, God. It's the color, and then it's the pleating at the back. It looks like a butthole.
Oh, my God.
It's like a puckered butthole.
That's literally what Molly said in her email. She was like, doesn't this couch look like a couple, like, giant buttholes were stitched together? And I was like, yeah, actually.
I'm going to text her afterwards.
Oh, my God.
Thanks for the butthole couch.
Thanks for the butthole couch.
Butthole surfers.
Butthole surfers.
This is where it comes from.
And then this one, just, this one looks like an artsy photo more, but, like, still creepy.
I was just thinking, like, oh, man. That would make for such a beautiful photo shoot.
Mm-hmm. Like this old abandoned building with this old, couch in there. You could tell it was all really nice at one time, a long time ago.
Some beautiful people and some lingerie, but like sad.
Oh,
so good.
Yeah,
so good. Okay.
Could be like a Florence and the Machine album cover.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay,
God, I love her so much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I also like the note for Ty from Facebook.
Oh yeah. Like when they picked it up.
Yeah, for Ty from Facebook. That is so like, I feel like that's something like my mom or dad would do.
Yeah.
Like they're just starting to eke into that phase of like
whatever,
not totally understanding how the world works anymore. And I mean, my mom tries to keep up. My dad doesn't seem too interested.
Yeah, and I
it depends. It's situational, actually. I should
I
say.
realize with a lot of people as they get a little older, and like with your dad and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I do feel the pull of this myself just in little moments. As you get older, it's not even that you can't learn new things. It's not like that people are helpless, but it's just like you just don't care. You're just like, whatever. I'm enjoying my life without this thing, and I just don't feel like learning it.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a sign like that could just be like, whatever. It's a free couch.
Totally.
I don't give a shit. Like, I don't need to meet him. Like, just being that kind of curmudgeon-y,
Yeah. Well, thank God you have me to keep you from getting too curmudgeon-y.
No, I don't feel like, I actively work against those impulses.
Okay.
I don't want to be a curmudgeon.
No, I don't want you to be either.
Yeah. When I was younger, I thought I might want to be a curmudgeon. It doesn't look fun. After living next to a curmudgeon and seeing more other curmudgeons, I'm just like, nah. And as opposed to seeing like old people who are like so with it and their minds are so active and sharp and bodies too. I was just telling you the other day, I saw that 72-year-old weightlifter online. This woman, I can't remember her name. It was crazy what she was lifting. And she was like tiny too, like tiny and fit.
I love it.
Yeah. It's cool.
I love it. I know. I had been texting with Hope, one of our friends, and her mom is somewhere between 86 and 90.
Yeah.
And she looks like she's, I don't know, 70.
Yeah, and very like physically and mentally just on.
Oh yeah, she just like sold her place in LA, moved back to Cleveland, like hanging out with family. She's traveling. She's got her like friend groups.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Our friend Ty's dad that he was talking about.
Oh yeah.
He's in his mid to late 70s. He just got married again, but like actually had a wedding.
Love.
After dating, for a while, he's got like a new business he just invested in and stuff.
Awesome.
And, yes, just sold a boat, got a new boat.
I love it. Okay, guys, before I dive into these stories, Dan and I both got styes. And
it's so random.
And it's so random. I've never had one. My sty.
I've had them before.
My sty grew like 1,000 heads. It was wild.
Yeah, you had a wild looking sty.
It was insane. My vision was super blurry. It was super painful. And then like just as it would like start to go away, it just kept spreading and just growing. It's like It was like a sty with like a pimple head, and it just kept multiplying. It was so disgusting.
I had never gotten it before the last couple of years, and my dad has gotten them for a long time. I'm like, why now? Because, I mean, Monroe was talking about, like, some friends in high school who will get them sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did I avoid them for so long?
What are we doing differently? So, okay, listen, if anybody, the reason I'm bringing it up is because not only that, but for this entire year, the inside of my nose has been wrecked. I go through like a couple weeks of being okay, and then the inside of my nose is like, it just feels like it's all cut up.
I think the dog sleeping on our pillows is probably
The dogs don't sleep on our pillows.
Yes, they do. Penny absolutely does. I mean, yeah, every night she tries to get up there on the pillow.
Well, she tries to get up there, but we push her away.
No, she slept on the pillow a ton of times, and so is Gigi.
Okay, so do we need to get better about when we make the bed, like pull the blankets up over the pillow so during the day they're not on there?
I don't know. I mean, they sleep on the pillows while we are on the pillows. They just like I've woken up.
Well, I push them off.
Right, but they still get up there.
Yeah, but we've had the dogs for like almost 10 years.
We have to put them down. It's the only way we're going to stay safe. We have to put them down tonight after this recording. We have to put them both down, and we have to bury them in the yard. Just kidding. No, I don't know. I don't even know if dogs have anything to do with it. Don't try and make yourself cry.
I'm not. I'm just staring at you because you're a disgusting animal.
Okay.
But anyways, I just feel like this is a safe space to say, like, has anybody had this problem where, like, all of a sudden they come out of nowhere? Because I was, like, convinced it was, like, a new eye cream I'm using because it's, like, they say that it's a blocked oil duct in your eye. But it just feels weird that we're both getting styes and my nose, like, is anybody an ENT who's listening? Please help. Dr. Brady, are you listening? You're a dentist. Can you, like, you're kind of in that space. Can you help?
ENT, ears, nose, and throat is eyeballs. We don't want an ENT. We want an ophthalmologist or something.
Well, it's my nose.
Oh, I was still stuck on styes.
Oh.
Okay.
I just think it's all connected.
Right.
Whatever, I just asked a dentist for help. All right, let's get into these stories. You got your Layla?
I do.
Who you got over there?
I got a little quilted orange Layla.
No, she's Crochetla.
Crochetla, okay.
Yeah, I love her. She's my favorite. What's up, Dan and Lindsay?
Hello.
My name is Max. I've been an avid listener to all things Bad Magic since Dan announced the unveiling of Timesuck on his Pandora channel, and I've been hooked ever since.
Man, thank you, Max.
And this is a note from me, because as I was preparing this story, I found myself a little bit confused. So I just want to point out to everyone that the story submitter is Max, and that's an important detail to track. It can get confusing later, will make sense.
Got it.
But you could have a moment of like, wait, what?
Max is telling the story. Max. Max is maxing it out.
Max.
Okay.
Like many of your fan submissions, I want to share that I generally try to employ logic and reasoning whenever confronted with something unexpected or unexplained. But that doesn't mean I completely exclude the paranormal as being a suitable explanation. This might be due to the fact that I was raised in a household that promoted both science and the occult, teaching me that the two are not always mutually exclusive. As a child, I can recall a few instances in which I experienced paranormal happenings, most of which occurred between the ages of 11 and 13. On one occasion, right as I woke up in the middle of the night, I saw my mother appear to me as an apparition while she was asleep just one room over. She stared at me for a moment and then promptly dematerialized. On another, while staying at a motel in Santa Cruz, California, near the boardwalk, I witnessed a young girl move through the room like a dim projection toward my sleeping sister. She looked sad, and when she reached my sister's bedside, she knelt, put her hand to her cheek, and then slowly vanished. My rational thinking insists that these two visions were merely conjured by my half-asleep brain, but I also wonder, were they? Or did they manifest themselves independently from me? However, there is one experience that I cannot so easily dismiss as being something caused by lucid dreaming, and that is the time that I met Matthew. I moved with my mom and younger sister to the upper level of an old Victorian-turned duplex in Alameda, California, from our home in Oakland shortly before I turned 11 and began 5th grade as a new student at Washington Elementary. Naturally, I didn't know anyone, but I became fast friends with a boy named James. One day, shortly after classes started, he and another boy named Lawrence, who also became a close friend, passed me on their bikes in front of my house. All three of us were in the same class, and James immediately recognized me. They stopped, and he said, "You live here? That's awesome! We're practically neighbors. I live just at the end of the street. Do you want to hang out with us?" "Oh, that'd be great," I said. and immediately went to get my own bike so I could
Also wanna
follow the
show
two of them to
inside, like,
James's
my
house.
notes here,
From
but
that day on, we were
both
best
the
friends
hands
and
are
did nearly
different.
everything together. In
I'll do
fact,
these
we
ones.
became something more akin to
And
brothers.
then
We've since grown apart a little as my family moved around a lot and therefore didn't have as much time to spend together. But we have kept in touch over the years and we remain good friends to this day. Some bonds become so strong, they never truly dissolve. James and I completed our 5th grade year together, and then we both attended Will C. Wood Middle School. It was during this time that I had a very peculiar dream that feels less like a dream and more like a vision. You know, real, even though it was in my head. It began in a dark void, but one that felt like it had form, sort of like high-ceilinged cube room that was pitch black. The feeling that I had while I was standing in that space was not dread, but peace. At first, there was nothing, but shortly after the dream began, I heard an unfamiliar voice greet me. "Hi, James," it said. Then suddenly, but not alarmingly, a boy appeared, illuminated by a single shaft of light focused only on him. He seemed to be about my age, or maybe just a bit younger by a couple years. I can't exactly recall what he wore, but I remember that it was pretty typical attire for a boy around my age in the late 90s. I could see his entire body, his blonde hair, and the bottom half of his face. His eyes were mostly veiled by darkness, as if the small shaft of light could not penetrate the shadows there. But again, I was not frightened. There was nothing that
the
felt
way
sinister
I
about
covered up
his
to this
presence
one.
or appearance. "It's me, Matthew," he continued. "I'm going to stay in your attic for a little while. I hope that's okay." Once he said this, my vision took me from the dark void and into an
The way I hear
attic-looking
the white come on,
space.
don't really get
I can't fully describe the surroundings, but picture a low, triangular-shaped wooden ceiling with exposed wooden boards as walls. I haven't been in that many attics in my life, but I imagine it looked like a typical, unfinished, small attic used chiefly for storage. I can't remember exactly because the room itself was not essential to the vision. What was important, however, was the interior of the room. There were no earthly possessions in this attic, but a single mattress in the center of the room with a simple white sheet and a pillow surrounded by hundreds of lit candles. It felt like a place of healing and recuperation. After briefly being shown this scene, I woke up. The next morning, I asked my mom if the attic in the house was accessible. She said that the landlady had sealed it off and there was nothing inside. I guess I must be a creeper because I was curious to see what could actually be up there and not afraid at all. A couple nights later, I woke up in the middle of the night to my mom gently shaking me. "I think I saw a ghost," she said. I heard someone breathing near me, but the breaths were short and punctuated, like someone inhaling sharply in short, soft gasps. I woke up and I saw a shadowy figure standing in my room. She then proceeded to move throughout the house, muttering some sort of cleansing prayer in hopes it would gently push the spirit to move on. I was tired, so after the excitement of what my mom witnessed subsided, I fell back asleep. The next day, after school, I thought about what my mom told me the night before, and I remembered my dream. Something that I had originally suspected about the boy seemed more likely now. Could Matthew be a ghost? I thought it was odd that he had addressed me as James. He seemed so convinced that that's who I was, so I decided to bring it up to my friend. James came over later that day with his mom, and while we were hanging out in my kitchen together, I asked him, "Hey dude, do you know anyone named Matthew?" I asked him. His expression suddenly became both surprised and stern. He looked so seriously inquisitive, which was atypical for him as he was always such a joker and seemingly an unflappable person. "I do," he somberly replied. "He was my friend." He then reached into his back pocket and took out his wallet. He unfolded it and from one of the pockets removed a small photograph. It was a school picture of the boy from my dream. It was Matthew. He looked exactly as he did in my dream, except now I could fully see his eyes. They were clear and blue, but ever so slightly tinged with sorrow, even though he was smiling. "He died a couple years ago," James said. "Not long before you moved here. They're not exactly sure how it happened, but they found him in his room one morning, suspended from his top bunk with a blanket wrapped around his neck. He had suffocated, and the authorities said it was an accident, but I never have been 100% convinced that that was the case. His dad was pretty abusive, and my mom and I wondered if it was truly accidental. I looked at his mom, and she nodded solemnly. He was a sweet kid, but his home life was very troubling. I always worried about him. I was reeling. Matthew referring to me as James, my mom being visited by a specter, seeming to be gasping for breath.
Sorry, I'm ending it mid-podcast, but I honestly don't know what the story's about. I was paying attention. Thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate you watching. We're gonna go raid Sal, because I think he's still alive. He's playing PC Builder Simulator. We're gonna watch him build virtual PCs. Yeah, appreciate you guys being here. Maybe see you later. If not, my next stream should be Monday or Tuesday. I'm gonna start Little Nightmares since I did the demo today. I'll replay the first game because I don't think I've ever finished it, and then I want to get into the second game too. Bye bye.